Hi everyone. Today let's look at the LeetCode problem 54, spiral matrix. Given an m by n matrix, return all elements of the matrix in a spiral order. So when we tell spiral order, what we are referring to is, like if you take this matrix for example, we have to return the elements in the form of a spiral. So now in this case we will return, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, 4 and 5. There are some basic constraints. For example, you have an m by n matrix. Okay, so that means both m and n can be of different lengths, and matrix of ij is having a value range of -100 to 100. So one thing is, you cannot assume it's a square matrix. That's the main thing. Now let's see how to solve this problem. For this problem, you can solve this in a brute force way. Basically, it's a brute force approach at the end of the day. But let's do it elegantly using 4 pointers. So we'll use 4 pointers here: a top pointer and a bottom pointer, where the top indicates the first row or the 0th row, and bottom indicates the last row, and left indicates the first column in each row, and right indicates the last column in each row. Now, as you can see, when we parse, first we will have to parse the top row from left to right. We do a parsing this way. And after this is done, now the first row is completely taken care. So what we'll do is, we'll just increment the top index by 1. Okay, now next what we have to do is, if you see, we will have to go through the right columns from top to bottom. So this is what we will do. After this is done, the right column set is done. So we can decrement right. Then what we do is, we now have to parse through the bottom row from right to left. Now, if you do that, this is what you will get. Now the bottom is taken care. So you can decrement bottom. Now next we will have to do a bottom to top for the left column. All right, so only this is remaining, as you can see. Now this is done, so left can be incremented because this entire column is taken care. Next we will do again a left to right. So we will just do one element. At this point you can see this top row can be incremented. So it comes down. So that means the entire matrix is passed. So as soon as either the top crosses over to the bottom or left crosses over to the right, the entire parsing is done. If you see, for this approach, there is no extra space needed. So the time complexity will be order of mn, because we will have to parse through all the elements in the matrix. So let's just code this up. Okay. So we will just define an enum class, EDR, basically to know in which direction we have to move next. So I'll just keep it as left to right. I know it's a long name, but this is more for explanation sake. I think I'll just keep it as L2R. Then T2B, bottom, top to bottom. Then right to left, and finally bottom to top. Okay. Here we will put EDR next equal to, so we'll start from left to right. We will keep a bunch of bookkeeping variables. This will be the start of the row, then bottom is equal to matrix dot size -1, the last row, and int left is equal to first column, int right equal to last column. Now what we will do is, we will iterate through the array until top is less than or equal to right and left is less than or equal to right. Then we also need one array which will give us the spiral output. To start with, I'll just use a switch case, and we will have 4 cases to handle. These 4 cases basically. Now let's populate each of them. So we'll go from for auto I is equal to 0. Sorry, I is equal to left. Okay, and I less than or equal to right, plus I, matrix of top I, Then what we'll do is we are done with top, so we'll just increment top. Then we will have also we have to, what is the next move? So that will be dir is equal to edir top to bottom. Now next will be as you can see, right column top to bottom row, matrix of I right. So right is already done, so we'll decrement right, and dir is equal to r to l, right to left. So I'll keep it as I is equal to right, I greater than or equal to left, minus I dot push back matrix of bottom I, and bottom is done. And dir is equal to bottom to top, or india is equal to bottom I greater than or equal to top minus I out dot push back matrix of, this will be I and this will be left. So now the left column is done, so left plus plus. Next will be back to the first one, so that is dir is equal to edir left to right, turn out. I think I'll just rename this to next. Okay, looks good. All right, so I think something we missed here. Okay, so this looks good. So if you see, the time complexity will be order of m into n because we have to parse through all the elements, and space complexity will be order of 1. That's it for today. Thank you. Have a good one.